Ubiest. I am back to work. Ubiest of the tubiest. The best YouTube subscribers on the planet. That's you. And I'm 50 plus. And yes, I'm back in Oklahoma at Taj Mahal. This is a sweet ass terminal. I know I keep saying that, right? I need to move. Well, no, I can't. I'm sorry. I can't move. I don't give a shit. How nice this terminal is. Never say never, but the chances of me leaving Texas is fairly slim. I like it. But I wish this terminal was in Texas. That way I could go regional and then I could just live in there. This place is nice, man. Anyway, that's not what I'm talking about. What I wanted to talk to you guys about was what we have to sacrifice to do what we do as OTR drivers. The vast majority of you guys, once you get started in this industry, you're going to do OTR. Even for your resume, if you were to leave that company that you started with, the next company is going to want to know how many OTR miles you've driven or how long you've driven OTR, because it just speaks a little different. When I was take this in for instance, okay. When I was driving regional, dedicated, I was driving from Salt Lake City, Utah to Denver, Colorado on Costco account. And I did that back and forth. I drove 95% one road, I-80. And what it did not, if let's say that's all you did, okay? What you do not receive is experience in driving, long distances or covering loads that take multiple days, navigating different states, the laws in different states. For instance, California, you don't want to get caught driving in that left lane. That's not for you. Okay, stay in the right lanes. If it's 3 or more lanes, you can use the 2 right lanes, but you don't travel in that left lane if you're driving a big rig. Okay. Also, you don't going up hills. California don't want you to put your flashers on. Some states don't, and some states do. California does not, and you wouldn't really know that unless you did it, right? So companies look for OTR drivers that what drivers with some OTR experience, because you kind of know some of these things, okay? So it's something that you're gonna do, or at least something that you want to do. Trust me. The downside to it is that you're gone. Some guys are out extremely long periods of time, months, and then go home. And I just heard a guy said that he was out. It was something crazy. I can't remember, 3 months or 4 months, something like that. But anyways, he was going to go home for 9 days. I mean, how do you nurture your family? Maybe he doesn't have a family. I don't know, but that is a big thing for us guys that have families, husbands and fathers, and you know, what do we do? You know, it's difficult. You know, I'm in a unique situation where my kids are grown. I started driving these trucks, my kid was grown. I had a grown son that told me, I need you to get started in this business to help me build a business. So that's why I'm here. He's grown, you know. But I have grandchildren, and you know, I seen pictures of them, and I'm actively involved in their life. You know, every time I'm home, I try to make sure that I spend some time with them. And so they hit that growth spurt, and you know, you see pictures of them, and then you see pictures again and go, holy cow, you know. And you know, they call me and we talk on not the Skype thing, but whatever that thing is where you're talking to them and they're talking, you can see them, you know. We do that. And you know, and then when I go home, I, you know, barbecue for them. They come over, eat hot dogs and hamburgers and stuff, and have some fun, and I get to, you know, play with them and stuff. So yeah, I miss them, you know, when I'm not there, and they miss me when I'm not there. It's really easy for your kids to, if they were your actual kids, that you're not there, to compensate for you're not being there. That happens. Even if you did all that Skype and what is the name of that damn thing I do? I don't know. It's something else. It's not Skype. It's something else. But you know, even that you're doing all that, you're not there. There's no I don't want to say fear of rebuke, punishment, or whatever. You know, the restraint may not be there because dad is not here to immediately, boy, you know, get in line. You know, you're not there for that, you know, so mommy has to do it. And, you know, the boys may not respond to that well. Things of that nature. And I'm not just saying discipline things. I'm just saying, you know, family needs you, and when you're not there, you're missed. That's something that you have to deal with when you're out here. And when time came for me to leave my previous company, it was pretty abrupt. It wasn't something that I had planned, but it happened nonetheless. And when it happened at a time when the patriarch of my family, my dad, found out that he had bladder cancer, and he had started his chemo and all of that good jazz. And then you have to make a decision. What do? You go back OTR and be gone for long periods of time, or do you stay home and do what a son should do for his dad when his dad's going through that? And you know, although I still have responsibilities, still got stuff to do. I mean, I can't just like not drive. What am I do, right? All of these things circle around in your head. And I'm not telling you to make a decision that you need to make, because you have to make that yourself. Every situation is different. You know, my dad is not a real big guy. He's a lot smaller than me. And he probably weighs, I don't know, 80 pounds less than me. I mean, he's a little way smaller than I am. You know, not 80, but, you know, it's a good size, smaller than I am. And the chemo that he eventually went through didn't prevent him from maneuvering, and so, you know, and helping himself and all that good stuff. So my mom didn't really have to do a whole lot of physical work to help him move around and things like that. But people get sick when they get done, when they got chemo treatments, right? But he took it like a trooper. and he didn't lose his hair. You know, he went through it, and I was able to. One thing about Melton, when you put your home time in, I've had 3 home times, and every time so far, every time I've put my home time in, and I don't put it in, 2 days before it's time for me to take a home time. I just got back in the truck today. I'm gonna put my home time in right now for 2 weeks down the road. Come on, man. You gotta be right. You gotta be fair. You know what I mean? So, I've put it in. They didn't even know why. I wanted that. I was being specific about 2 weeks. 2 weeks. I got to go home for the weekend so I can, spend some time with my daddy. So they didn't know that. I didn't tell them that, but they put it in, and it happened every time. So I was able to go back to the house, and spend some time with him. And this time he's gone through all of the chemo treatments, and now he had a surgery to remove the bladder and the prostate and some intestine and something else. They do what they have to do, man. And so now life is going to be a little different for him. But it's as a son, as a man, you got to be there for your family. You got to do what you have to do, and these are the decisions that you have to make. And we can't always be there all the time, right? Because this is what we do. So my dad didn't lose his hair through chemo. He has a beard. I've never worn a beard, but I grew this beard so that when I went home, I could tell my dad, look, you didn't. If you'd have went bald, I'd have shaved my head for you. But since you didn't lose your hair, I grew a beard for you. And it almost brought him to tears. And he knew that even I'm out here and he's there, that, I don't forget, that he's that much important, that he's important to me. And that was my way. You kind of have to know who you are, who your family is, whatever situation you have going on. If it's kids and the kids aren't living with you in your current situation, that there's some things that you keep up with, you know what I'm talking about. And that lets your kid know that you, even though you're not there, that you're caring, whatever, send your wife up. Stop at the truck stop and get a postcard, and send your wife a postcard. Let it pop up in the mail. Stuff like that, man. It's not hard, but it will speak volumes to those at home, and that we're missing, because this is what we do, But I'm grateful and for the fact that I still have my dad here. And, whatever he goes through, he's going to knock it on out, and I'm going to be with him. And then, life goes on. But we don't take for granted that when we get through pulling this load, that we're going to pull another one. And then after we deliver that, we're going to pull another one. And that's going to go on for 3 or 4 months. And when we go home, our family is going to be in the same situation it was in when we left them. Because as we went on with life, they did too. Things happen. People get sick, change jobs, marital statuses change, you go home and your sister's husband, then with the fisticuffs with her or something, and not even, it didn't even be that bad. But it's somebody that they may have separated amicably, it's just, it was just time to move on, and they might be still excellent friends, but that your family dynamic has now changed, and you were out on the road when that happened. It does. It just, this job or any job that keeps you away from your family for extended periods of time has that period of time that you're not with a man, it takes an effect. It truly does, man. All that bullshit about absence make the heart go fonder. I don't know who made that bullshit up. You know, no. That your ex, you know, that you love so much. How you feel about it now? It's been a little bit of time since y'all been together, you know. Been absent. How you feel about him? Exactly. Time can heal some stuff, hear me? You know, you're not home every day to pick the wound, you know? You're not home every day to fart in the sheets and flop them so they can go up your wife's nose, you know? You ain't that eating the bed and leave crumbs on her side, you know? Come on, man. You know what I'm talking about. She go, I can't believe you so nasty. I can't believe you farted. You left all these crumbs all outside the bed. You left a ring in the bathtub. Why come you don't wash my car? I'm like, that's what creates the tight relationship right there. You know, we may well come, man, she bitching every time. But now you in the truck and you ain't heard her bitching in 3 or 4 weeks. Can't wait to get home so I can fan the sheets, you know. Then when you fan the sheets, you're like, it's been three weeks since I had to smell that stank ass shit, and it's not funny no more. Now, what do? You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm giving you some crazy ass scenarios, but what I'm telling you is you're not always that heart. Absence make the heart go fonder bullshit, man. I can't subscribe to it. You know, you got to protect your house, you know, and feelings and emotions and erratic judgments and all that kind of things, because things change. But you as a man, when you're not at home, you know, the dynamic was made that way for a reason. So, I ain't trying to make this slumber ass video. I ain't trying to be morbid or anything, but there are some parts of trucking that you log on to this channel, you listen to me talk a bunch of trash, and you know everything is all come on out here and make some money, burn some fuel. Well, yeah, but there are some things that you want to take into consideration, and I guess it wouldn't really be fair if all I did was scream about how well it is and how much I like Taj Mahal here at Melton Truck Lines, and how well I was treated at Swift Transportation and all that kind of stuff, and don't believe all the bullshit that you hear about Swift. That's a bunch of bullshit. That place is a good place to go get your stuff going, man. You want to go to work? They are not a bad company at all. I made some ducks with them jokers, brother. And anybody that want to say you can't make 6 figures in your first year in transportation, I will show you my paycheck and my final paycheck from them, and that is true, with a mega carrier, by the way. Now, you got to take advantage of some situation. You got to bust your ass. I was a mentor, and I did some recruiting and stuff like that. I mean, but if those avenues, in fact, Melton has a recruiting deal right now. I mean, I hadn't taken part in it. You know, I'm starting to, kind of sour under it a little bit. Definitely, I'm not going to mentor for sure. But if you take advantage of the incentives that the company is offering you, you can get way up there in the money, for sure. And so, I can tout all of that stuff and tell you, come on, this is how you make that money. Burn fuel, 10 hours later, get up out the bunk, burn some more till your clock is done. 10 hours later, get out of the bunk and do it again. And at the end of the week, you're going to say, that's true. At the end of 3 weeks, you're going to miss your family, okay? That is what the basis of what I'm trying to tell you right now. So make a decision. Think about it really well, man. Make sure you get all your ducks in a row. Make sure the homestead is straight. and then come on out here and burn some fuel. I thank all of y'all for, when you guys asked me how my dad's doing, and he's doing fantastic. I got some picture of him. I went to go see him in the hospital. Got a picture of him. Let me show you. And you'll say, man, you look just like your dad. And the secret is, he is my dad. He's not my father. He's my dad. He raised me since I was 5. He became my actual dad at 10 when my little brother came in and played too. And I am extremely grateful that he came into my life and he taught me how to be a man. And it's true. You're gonna say you look just like him. I mean, it's true. I guess you feed somebody long enough, they'll start looking like you. I guess, but he taught me that you don't have to father a child to be a dad to a child. So, it's a whole lot of dudes out there. Made some children, but they ain't dads. They are far cry from it. And so he taught me that, and I'm grateful for it. So anyways, thank you guys. Until I see you again. Hey, look, see this thing? It's right here, okay? It's right here, so I'm gonna show it to you. But I bought this thing. Okay, and I'm gonna show it to you in a video, but man, not only do I have a problem, y'all always hear me going when I'm talking to you, because I have these allergies and I got to take this medication that I spray in my nose. There's one of them. I have to do 2 of them. And I spray in my nose because my allergies are so bad. But I like these air purifiers because they kind of help me with that. But when I'm doing these videos, sometimes you see all this little stuff floating around. When I started investigating, because one of you guys told me what that stuff was, and I was like, that's nasty, and I'm always cleaning and dusting and all that kind of stuff. But with flatbed, man, you get really dirty, really nasty in here, and the air just gets that way. So I decided to just bring this thing on the truck. And I'm gonna see how it's going to do it, cleaning of the air. So I'm gonna show it to you. I'm gonna do a little short video about it real soon, and let you guys see I'll let you know how it's working out here. Until I see you again, deliver undistracted. Here's your boop. Boop.